And welcome to another episode of Incompetent Nerds. I am your host, Mark, and with me is always the lovely Tank.
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
And keeping up with our theme of February, we've been on track this month. We're still in love. Today's topic is going to be sort of centered around sort of different topics of love, specifically loss of love, and what that entails to you, and long distance love. So Take and I will share some of our details about our experiences with that, not necessarily romantic relationships, but in other ways as well.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Yeah. How was your day today? I didn't get to ask you that.
I was started that off. I was busy as hell as always. Rushed over here. Had to wait in line at the local convenience store for about fucking 30 minutes because they had a new person there and she was fucking up. So it was like, God damn it, come on now.
That's the worst. And then it's like you try to be nice to them because you're
Yeah,
like, you're trying to be understanding, but it's like they're just adding so many minutes to your day. Like,
exactly. I'm like, I just gotta work. I just want to go home, have dinner, relax before I do this cast. But now I gotta wait this. Nah, it wasn't even 30 minutes, but it was like a good 10 to 15 minutes.
oh, that's way too long.
And here's the killer part. The guy who was standing behind me was about, and this is not, I'm not body shaming. I ain't talking shit about anybody, but this man was about like 6'5", damn near close to like 400 pounds. And he smelled like he just took a dump on himself. And
Oh,
the
that's not
whole
ideal.
time I'm in line, it's like, should I just get out this goddamn line and browse the aisles until it shortens up and then go back
Oh,
so that I could
you thought
breathe?
about exiting
Yeah, I
the
was, and I
line.
was. And here's a crazy part. I wasn't even close to the line. I wasn't even close to the cashier. I was like a
Sure.
good 6 people, 7 people away, and I'm like, I can't. And then I guess acting store manager or whoever comes up, helps her out, and then opens up the second cashier because there was only one cashier.
Mm-hmm.
Comes up, opens up the second one, and is like, okay, now he's blazing through these people. I'm like, all right, I'll just stay here then. And
Okay.
on top of that, I'm on the phone with my girl. She's talking to me, asking me like questions. Well, not asking me questions. She's just talking to me, talking to me, talking to me. And I keep going, yeah,
Yeah, you're not
because I'm
trying
just trying to
not to.
focus on breathing.
Yeah, exactly. You can't engage super hard because you're like you don't even know. I can't talk about what's going on, but like it's just you
And
had
as
all
soon
the
as I get
feels.
and as soon as I get up the store, I'm going like, oh my god, babe, you should have just. She goes, what happened? I'm like, this fucking guy, grown ass man, could have been like 40, 50, 6'5", 400 pounds, just smelled like he just took a dump on himself. And she goes, ugh. I'm like, it was horrible. The whole time you were talking to me, I kept going, That was because I was trying to focus on breathing.
Yeah, it's like you don't know what to do with yourself, but like you just have to
Exactly.
like get through it.
Exactly.
That's as I get older, I feel like I just don't. That's a big reason I just like hate going anywhere to the store, like in any sense of the word.
Yeah, because it's like, what the hell? For me, it's just like, okay, it's a convenience because it's right here down the block from my place. But it's like, I'm coming to a point where I'm going to start ordering shit. Like, okay, I need shampoo, deodorant, some soap, some Q-tips, some, things to clean myself and stuff. And it's like, every time I go in
Yeah,
this
it's
goddamn store, there's always a line. There's always some drama. This damn store got robbed like 6 times
jeez, that's like
of
Chicago
of
drama for
just
you.
of just last year. And it's like I went last time. I'm washing clothes. I needed some soap. I needed a softener. So
Hmm.
I go and it's right next to the laundromat too. It's like they're buddies next door. So I walk across, doors are locked. I'm like, why the hell the doors are locked? Next thing you know, I hear the sirens and they pull right up. I'm like, oh, this bitch just got
Oh,
robbed. And I was just at the laundromat. I'm next door. I didn't know none of this. I walk back to the laundromat and fucking overpaid for some softener. I was pissed. I'm like, man, it's every fucking time
And you
with
got
this.
robbed, literally.
Yeah, I got robbed too. It's like you aren't gonna get robbed for the, whatever dollars you have in your safe or whatever. Motherfucker, I got robbed because I paid an extra fucking $3, $2 for some softener. And
Man.
it wasn't even a big bottle. It was those little piece of shit ones.
Yeah, the tiny ones.
The softener I get is $1, and that's like what? About I can't even think of like what 12 fluid ounces or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, it's like you can take it on a plane, but like you're never
Yeah,
gonna.
it's like about that size of how much it could hold, and it's just $1.
Right.
Where there's a bottle where I gotta go over there was half the size, and I'm paying $3 for it. It's like, are you serious right now?
That is brutal. I'm sorry.
Yeah. How was your day, homie?
Pretty chill. Nothing too eventful. I just hopped on the bus. The bus, so there's the old buses, and then, but they're kind of like charter buses to work because it's like sort of a long distance, and the new
Yeah,
buses all have seatbelts. So that's nice and all, but I always just like to chill in the back where there's like, in the back row so you can like lay down, put your
yeah.
feet up, chillax. And the seatbelt just like kept jabbing into my ribs, and I was like, man, like this is not. I get that you're trying to like have the safety element going on here, but this is not good for my like, you know, good start to the morning. But yeah. Other than that, I guess it's in the scheme of things, it's we don't have it that bad, right?
No, we don't.
We're just bitching.
Yeah, pretty much.
Should we get into it?
Let's get into it. Go ahead, you kick it off.
Okay, so I thought of this topic for the last month of February. Um, I mean, yeah, I guess I'll just share. So like losing someone was very very recent for me. Tank was actually he was actually around when it happened. It was the first time I went to Chicago, and he had a good weekend. We were showing me around, and I got a call on Sunday, that my grandma had passed away, and she was someone who had grown up with me essentially my entire life, and I loved her, and she loved me, and she was just a really good, really sweet old lady and a good definition of what love is, and I just I've been doing things this past year to try and honor that, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about how what kind of strategies people go through or what you think about when you lose someone. For me, that's uh, something that's been like very, I guess, helpful for me has been seeing her at the cemetery because my grandma, like, she picked out everything. I mean, she picked out the casket. She was like trying to get in them when she was picking it out. She was like, does this have a 100-day or 100-night warranty that I can like take home and then like bring back? She was this lady was into planning her funeral and her demise,
Yeah.
and that's not always natural for people, or it's not always fun to think about. But the more and more I think about it, the more and more appreciative I am,
Yeah.
because it's the fact that she took care of it was like your last way to take care of like people you love. Because I can't imagine. I always joke with my uncle that like when you watch Forensic Files and like somebody dies this horrific death, or like their body was dragged in the desert and like put in a suitcase and then like set on fire. Like I cannot imagine like what a family would go through when they were experiencing something like that
Yeah.
versus just like a normal death of old age, or even people that were planned for it. But yeah, so like it was her last like just thing that she took care of for us, and so I always thought that was nice. But it's interesting. My girlfriend does not feel the same way, because in her history, uh, you know, essentially once someone's gone, they're gone. You can, she didn't have funerals in her family. Nobody is buried. People just kind of, go away, obviously. So I just wanted I wanted to know what your thoughts were on like how do you like grieve, or like what's your like process if you like ever thought about it that actively.
Um, I've been to a few funerals throughout my life.
Mm-hmm.
My great grandmother passed away when I was 3 or 2 years. I was around 2, 3 years old. Um, my folks are, well, my family are sometimes shocked on how I remember the funeral,
Mm-hmm.
and the funeral home is that my grandmother, where the funeral was held. I remember the place, and it was kind of shocking, like how I could go back and remember some of these things.
Yeah.
Um, so seeing that, and even remembering how my great grandfather went through, he had some heart troubles while at the funeral. He was carried out, but as a child, I will never forget that I didn't understood what was I didn't understand what was going on. I was, child. I thought my great grandmother was just sleeping, because
Sure.
there she is laying in the casket, laying down.
Yeah.
Everybody's crying, but I didn't understand why. When I went up to just see her for the last time, I just thought she was just sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. And as I got older, um, I lost one of my uncles. I want to say about 12, maybe 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He passed away, and at first, when I heard the news that he passed on, it was literally the middle of the night, and I felt like I felt bad, but I wasn't emotional
Right.
at that time. Um, and I was woken up in the middle of the sleep. I was woken up in the middle of my sleep, so I went back to sleep and woke up the next morning as if nothing happened. Like, it wasn't like I didn't care for my uncle. It was just like it didn't affect me. Then when I went to the funeral and saw him laying there, it
Mm-hmm.
broke me down. Like, going up to the place, I was fine. I see some family members, we're talking, we're saying our hellos, it's like it felt like, going to this is the first time me dealing with it as, an older person.
Mm-hmm.
So it felt like it was going like to another, an event or something like that. But, this wasn't positive outcomes. But when I walked in there, it's real quiet. There's some people just talking, real quietly to the side. And then when I seen them in there, I walked up to the casket, and looking at them, I was like, damn, like I wasn't feeling emotional yet. Then I sat down, and that's when I lost it. That's when I just started crying, because that's when this is like the last time I see this man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my memories of him were always gonna be great. Like the time that he was in the hospital dealing with his conditions, um, I didn't want that to be my memories of him.
Mm-hmm.
So, but because he had such a big impact, he was a protect. Like, this man was a protector. Like, back when I was a kid, and even my siblings, when we were all kids, this man did would do anything and everything for us. He was a great dude. He was a very suave type of guy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he was a big guy. Like, he was like 600 pounds, I want to say. Very chubby guy.
Wow.
But the man had game. He showed me like it didn't matter. He's like, you don't have to be these guys in a magazine or a TV or whatever, like that whole ideal of what a man should be,
Right.
to get women and make money. No, he didn't have that body. But what he did have, and which is what we always called it, was a mouthpiece. And the
Mm-hmm.
mouthpiece was, he was able to spit game. And for a man who was that size, he was able to also, he loved to dance too. So
Mm-hmm.
when he would go out, he would dance his ass off. He would talk a lot of game. And I always felt like he was like, what's the guy from Two and a Half Men? Charlie,
Charlie
like,
Sheen. Yeah.
not Charlie Sheen, but his character, Charlie or
Well,
whatever.
Charlie Harper. Yeah.
Harper. Like, how Harper had like different women coming through his house. That was
Right.
literally my uncle.
Oh, okay.
Like, you
That's
didn't
cool.
expect somebody like for me, I never expected him to be like that. Then I just remember, like, not every time I would visit him, but like every like it was like once a month we'll see each other, or and
Mhm.
then family occasions will be a bit longer, but it was like once a month or something like that.
Mhm.
And if I was lucky, sometimes 2 to 3 times. This man always had like a different woman, and I was like, and in my head I'm thinking, oh, this is just friends, because I was young, but then growing up
Right,
I was like,
right, right.
this man was a fucking player,
Yeah, that's so funny.
and it was all because he knew how to speak and he knew how to dance.
That's so
And-
cool how that like just that one moment that like resonated with you like brings back all those memories, at once.
exactly.
You know, I think
But
that's important to have is to like, saying goodbye.
yeah, but I want to say, I think he did say goodbye to me unintentionally. I really feel like when people know when they're gonna pass away, they accept it way before they even do. I was
Mhm.
um I was 16, or I think it was like my 16th birthday or my 17th birthday, I forgot. Had a big old party. He was working late. He couldn't come for the party, but he came towards the end, late when the party was ending, and he told one of my uncles to have me go outside and meet him in his car. So I go
Mhm.
outside, say my hellos to him, and we're talking. I'm literally in the car with this man. This is my party, but I'm in the
Mhm.
car with this man for about 30 to 45 minutes just talking. And basically he was saying that he was sorry, that the reason for the reason for me being big, that or being chubby, and that was because when I was a kid, he goes, there was times where it would be late night. Um because all of his cousins were all men. He didn't have any brothers,
Mhm.
and my uncle, which to be honest, he wasn't really a direct bloodline uncle.
Mhm.
He was my little brother's father's cousin. But growing up with them, I always called him, Theo or uncle, because
Mhm.
that's who he was to me.
Sure.
And this man was always when I was around, I was literally the baby. I was the only baby, and him and his cousins, which were all men except two of them, which are family, which is girls, but they were all guys. It was like their own little clique. They always
Mhm.
all hung out. They all would go out, hang out, talk crap. Well, late nights they always had food. They would order food, pizza, whatever, and they would literally wake me up at like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, sometimes four, and they would
Hmm.
have food because they just got home from the club or from the bars,
Mhm.
got home, they're all freaking wasted. I don't remember this, but they used to pick me up, and my mom would be mad at them and would yell at them, "Leave him alone. He's sleeping." And they'll curse out like, "Fuck you. Don't worry about it. That's my nephew. He gonna eat like we all gonna eat. We all eat in this house." And here I am, 2 years old, not even like 1 years old, freaking eating slices of pizza or whatever that
Oh,
people are. That I'm just sitting there just
yeah.
eating, late night eating with them,
Yeah.
and what you call it, he felt bad, like he was saying like, I'm sorry for all that, like, that was never the intention, like he's like,
Right.
I hope you don't blame me for how you became. I'm like, no, I don't. Like, yeah, I'm a big guy, but that didn't play a major
That
part of
one.
it.
Yeah, of course.
Those few nights, whatever, because we weren't living with them for a long time. My mom, I think we were living with them for about possibly close to like 1 year, and then my
Mhm.
mother moved out and got her own place. But other than that, it was just like that one event, those several events, like that didn't make a major factor. The one that did
Right.
make a major factor was the fact that I had a PlayStation. I didn't want to go outside and play fucking video games all day. That made a big. That made a big. That made
That
a
was a bigger
bigger.
problem. Yeah.
That was the bigger problem in my life. That's what made me so big, and I'm still working at it on it to lose some weight. But looking back, and I thought about that before, and I even told like I never told anybody until like years later after his passing. I'm like, yeah, he was saying his goodbyes to me. I want to say unintentionally.
Mhm.
In my head, I'm guessing like he knew he was gonna go, so he wanted to make peace with everybody before he went.
Right.
And that moment, he was making his peace with me,
Right.
and that's a time
Did
I'll never forget.
Did he know he was sick then, or not?
No, I don't know. He probably did, and it
Oh,
took
interesting.
several years afterwards before he passed. But
That's so wild.
yeah,
It's funny that you say that because my mom or my grandma, used to tell my mom like, when you're about to die, you see people who have, you know,
Yeah, you see
died.
the dead. For
Right,
us, I forgot what's the saying in Spanish, but we had the same thing. Like you start seeing the dead,
right. And
and that's
so that Monday, I think my flight was Thursday night, right, when I got there. And then so that Monday when I went to work and everything, my mom remembers that, my grandma, she came up and, she told my mom like, "Oh, uh, you know, our cousins are gonna come over and they're gonna, we're gonna eat and we're gonna have like a good time." And all of my mom's cousins are dead except
yeah,
for one. But my grandma, like, she had this it was her dream, but it was real to her, and she thought it was, essentially reality. Like, they were gonna come to this house, and we're
yeah,
gonna, eat like an actual meal and whatnot. And my mom just like wrote it off, obviously, at the time, but now she's like, you know it was it was meaningful, or it was my grandma's way of like communicating that, even if she knew it or not. Yeah, so it's very interesting what happens during that time. But yeah, I think saying goodbye is important, and putting putting things at rest, or being at peace with the way things are is important to do.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, it's just this is like I feel like for a lot of folks, sometimes talking about this can be a very touchy subject, and
Yeah.
us opening ourselves to our, opening ourselves to what you call it, our listeners is like we want to show them we're all human too. It's just
Right.
we all deal with these things. Like we dealt with lost loved ones, we dealt with lost friends, and it could be it's not that they passed away. It's just like they just moved 2 blocks away from you and they don't talk to you.
Right. That's a good.
It's
Yeah, I love that transition, because like I think a lot of times what happens is like people people blame, like, not, lack of communication or whatever you want to call it, stop being friends, whatever, you know on one person or one thing,
yeah.
when I don't really think it's always one person or one thing.
No, it's a group effort. It's like the saying, it takes a village. And if you're constantly, if you're best friends with somebody and you're constantly putting all the work to hang out or do stuff, it's like, why are you wasting your time and energy where that person's not putting the equal amount? It's just, and when you stop doing that, they don't even do it, or they put a limited amount of their time and effort and energy. It's you start
Yeah, and then
seeing like,
you both end up feeling like crap, right? Because you're
yeah,
like,
and then you guys stop talking to each other. And then
yeah,
after that, it's like, yeah, my best friend from childhood lives literally 2 blocks away from me, but we don't talk. We don't see each other.
right,
And then when we do see each other, it's like, hey, what's up? And then that's it. You just move on about your day because you're never, it's just like, it wasn't like how it was in the past.
right.
Like I've been in those situations, and I know you have too. I think a lot of people have been in those situations where they had that one friend who they were just cool as hell with. You thought you guys were gonna live all the way to the end of time, knowing
Hmm.
each other and just being, freaking fantastic. And the next thing you know, life just happens.
Yeah,
You you just grow up and that's it. You grow up, you do your thing, and they do their thing, and that's the end of the story.
that's the end of the story. Yeah, there's no happy ending, no nothing.
Yeah, it just depends. Like I have 2 friends I grew up with when I was a kid.
Hmm.
We started like shifting apart in high school.
Hmm.
Um, one of them moved to Arizona, and the other one I have no idea where he lives, but he's still in the city. I
Hmm.
have yet to talk to these guys, nor meet up with them or anything like that.
Right.
So it's like I don't. It's life just happens, and what's crazy is none of us has made an effort to communicate with each other or even talk to each other.
Yeah. I don't think that has to be a bad thing either. You
No, I
can.
don't feel like it's a bad thing, but then again, I don't feel like it's a good thing. Like you had all this. you built this relationship up since childhood, and
Right.
then as years gone by in your teenage years, you figured, you guys would still hang out, ride bikes, hell, jump in cars, fucking drive around the city, living that teenage life, but it doesn't happen.
Yeah. I think for like a lot of people, what happens is like as you
Hold
get
on, Mark.
older,
I'm sorry, but hold on.
it's okay. We interrupt this message for a brief message from our sponsor. Just kidding, we don't have a sponsor yet.
Relax.
LOL. If anybody wants to be our sponsor, reach out. inconfidentnerds@gmail.com.
All right, I'm back, and I didn't even mute my mic. So timestamp number 28. I just gotta go in there and edit this out.
I gave well, I actually gave like a little commercial, fake commercial, but go ahead and listen to it later. If all of this makes it in, uh, hey guys, we're still here.
Yeah.
But no, I think what happens is like when you get older or whatever, people change and like if you don't have things in common, like if you don't if you have things in common that you like to do as a kid, but then you grow up and you become teenagers and then you don't have things in common anymore, that that's like it's pretty hard to keep a friendship.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it does become very difficult. Like the friends you meet in college, I feel like are the type of friends that you keep literally towards the end of the time,
Mhm.
because when you go to college, you're going for a specific, you're going for specific subjects for a career
Right.
line, and you meet people who are same minded as you, who want to go down the same career path. The next thing you know, you're like, holy shit, we're best friends all of a sudden. And I only knew you for like what, 2 months, 3 months, a semester.
Right, right,
Now me and you are taking body shots off this person. We're fucking throwing up in this
right.
alley. We're literally drifting down a freaking hilltop, and we're having the ball. And we both got pulled over and arrested together. It's like, holy shit, we're best fucking friends now.
Right.
Yeah, especially if you get if any of you guys listening to this and you guys get arrested with some asshole you met like a couple weeks or months before, and you guys have a great relationship, you guys are not friends anymore. You guys are fucking siblings. You're brothers or sisters. That marks it. You guys got arrested together and you guys got bailed out together. You guys are still together, knowing and
That's the
laughing
dream.
about it.
It's literally
Now,
the
did I ever get
dream.
arrested with somebody? No, but I have been in situations where I threw up in my boy's car after knowing him for about
Okay.
several months. Okay, story chaos. Um, we're in transition. We're in transition to long distance. Love.
Okay.
So most of my friends from college all live in the outskirts of Chicago. I don't have a vehicle, and some of them don't. Some of them do, some of them don't.
Basically like long distance.
So yeah, it feels like it's long distance, even though we're in the same, not even in the city, but like outskirts
Right.
or even in the city. But it's kind of difficult sometimes to even plan stuff together because we all work different hours. Not everybody has a weekend off, and
Right.
it gets kind of annoying where we're like, oh, we're all gonna hang out, we're gonna do this, and that, and then you get that one text like, hey, I can't do it. I work this weekend,
Right.
or damn it, I wish I could, but my car broke down, or like things like that. It's like, oh, what the
Right.
hell? Like, let's kill it.
Sure.
But we try our damnedest to at least meet each other once a month, just
Okay.
once a month.
That's a good goal.
So, for example, back in college, when I first met Chaos, what me and him became really cool was the fact that we had things in common. We both like video games. We're both in school for game design. We both did we both had a lot of classes together. Hell, there was even times when throughout our later years in college, we were all planning, like not just me and Chaos, but all of my other friends as well. We were all planning our classes so that we all could have the same class and be in the same room and just fucking lollygag.
Mm-hmm.
But after a couple months of knowing Chaos, he invited me and another friend of mine. He was on the show. I forgot what was his name? Mike, I think he wanted me to call him now. Well, we were on the he invited us out down there to his
Okay.
place, which is East Side Chicago.
Okay.
We went out there to that part of the woods. Never even knew East Side, even Chicago, even existed. It's not called East Side Chicago. It's called East Side.
Mm-hmm.
And we go down there. We hang out. Uh, we drink at his place. We're playing games. We're playing video games. We're drinking. We're having a good time. And then his boy calls him saying, "Hey, I'm having a party. Having a little social gathering in my crib. Come on through." we still had bottles and beer fucking left over. We're like, fuck it, we'll just bring this shit and go have fun. We do it.
Mm-hmm.
I get so wasted. Not the fact that I drank so much alcohol. It was the fact that I mixed as well.
Ooh, that's a
So
no-no.
I went from drinking Hennessy to taking shots of tequila to take a shot to drink Jaeger bombs to drinking Heineken beers and then jumping to a Coronas because Heinekens are gone. And by the end of the night that I knew it, I'm in this man's bathroom fucking throwing up. Then I go outside.
Makes me want to throw up just
Yeah, tell me
hearing
about
that
it.
list.
Ever since then, I don't drink Jaeger, and I told Chaos, I will murder you the next time you offer me Jaeger. So I go outside just to get some air. It's the middle of summer. I'm breathing. Chaos is out there with me. We're talking crap. Now we're getting ready to leave. As we get in the car, before we can even get out, before we even drive off, I'm like, I'm gonna have to throw up. I'm like, I gotta throw up. Open the car door. I just let it all rip. I'm just throwing, puking it all up, just going down. And then my mother calls me. Chaos has my phone.
Naturally.
And he goes, "Oh shit, Tank, your mom's calling you." And I still remember it to this day. I tell him, "Give me my phone. Just give me my phone." "No, you're drunk. No, I can't. Just if you don't give me my phone, so you didn't keep calling, just give me my phone." Gives me the phone. Now, mind you, I'm slurring. I'm literally talking like this.
Sure.
Answer the phone. I literally went from to hello. Yeah, Mom. No, yeah, we're going home. We're going to Chaos's house, but I think we're gonna get something to eat first. Yeah, I'm drunk. Yeah, I'm fucking drunk. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. Bye. Click. I had Chaos my phone. I went, blah. I fucking, he's just there staring at me like, yo, did this motherfucker just go from drunk to sober and then back being drunk?
That's literally a superpower.
Dude, I was just so fucking hammered. But as soon as he said mom, I'm like, I gotta clear my throat. Answer that phone. Sounded like almost sober. My mom can tell like I was drunk.
Sure.
Handed him back my phone, continued to puke, and then told him, "Okay, I think I'm good." He goes, "You sure?" "I'm positive." We get in the car, got the windows fucking down. Mike is in the front seat, jamming to some tunes. Chaos is driving, he's fucking jamming, and I'm in the back seat about to freaking croak. And we end up at a McDonald's, get some food. I got something I don't remember because I didn't even eat the damn thing. Go back to his place and I crash. Wake up the next morning with a house party in my head, talking about we're gonna go get breakfast. We go, and I wanted to murder Chaos because I'm still hungover. I'm still drunk, basically.
Sure.
And I'm nauseous. I'm nauseous and freaking photosensitive and everything. And this man decides to order a cheddar cheese broccoli omelet. And I'm sitting right next to him. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all don't know something about me, I hate cheese. The only cheese I mess with is either mozzarella and provolone as a substitute. But that's it. I don't mess with American cheddar.
He has a cool Italian friend who
Any of that.
taught him what real cheese is supposed to be like.
Oh, bro, I don't even mess with Parmesan. That's Italian stuff too. So I don't mess with any type of cheeses unless it's mozzarella or, provolone. But this man orders a cheddar cheese omelet, and now I want to puke. Now, I feel for some people, if you're a cheesehead or not, and you're hung over as hell, and you're feeling nauseous and also photosensitive, and your smell and stuff is fucking with you, and your person just orders a fucking cheddar cheese omelet, you're gonna about to puke.
Yeah, that's not the move.
Homie, I was sitting in the middle of the table in this freaking booth. I had no way of getting out. Not even sliding underneath the table. There was no way for me to get out.
Okay.
I'm fighting the urge to puke. Fighting it. I get a burger with mozzarella cheese. I get a cheeseburger, mozzarella cheese. take one bite. That was it. I couldn't eat. I just couldn't eat. My stomach couldn't hold any food down. Then here goes this guy over here eating this stuff. Like, man, this is really good. Take, you want some? Hell no. Get that away from me before I slam your head in there.
That's
Oh
funny.
man. So every time I tell him this story, he die. We always die laughing because of that.
Sure.
I feel like next time we hang out, I'm gonna tell him the story again. But that's just
Was that the moment you guys realized you were buds?
that was the moment we realized we were best freaking bubs. And ever since then, it's like we always gotta plan stuff to when we hang out because that long distance friendship we have, for the fact that I don't have a car and he lives in freaking suburbia town, USA in Illinois, it's like, damn. You know, we chat every now and then over the phone. We FaceTime sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, he'll every once in a blue moon. He came over to my place. We had a Halloween party. He came over with some beers and got freaking crunked with us. And then I went out to his place not that long ago, and we were watching the Bears. Was it the Bears game? Yeah, we were watching the Bears game at a fucking Hooters where his girlfriend, who's a registered nurse, almost had to pull what you call the Heimlich maneuver because I went to go jump up and cheer, and a chicken bone got stuck in my throat.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say. I thought the conversation was going whole different way. I thought you were gonna say she used to work at Hooters, but now she's a registered nurse.
Oh man, no. But yeah, it just sucks, especially with PK when he was. I had him on the show once. Another one, another long distance relationship. Well, not relationship, but friendship is my boy Knight. We've been knowing each other for a long time since Mag for the PlayStation 3 dropped. We have yet to ever meet each other. His what I know from his story is his godson lives in the city, but as many times as he has comes out here to visit his godson and everything, we have yet to like hang out. And it's like, damn. But we still keep in contact. Like me and him are like, I feel like we're best buds, and we never met in person. And I feel like that was the same way between me and you. Me, you, freaking Sniper, and everybody. It's like when you became best buds. We told this story, and having that long distance friendship, it was like both the weirdest but coolest shit ever for its time. And then when we met in person, that was like holy crap. And we finally like we understood like each other's like quirks. Now that we know each other and how we see each other, we see how we are. Like not just like over the phone or playing video games. It was more like
right, just how you are as a person.
Like, oh, so this is how you live, or this is what
this is how you live.
Stuff like that. It's like, yeah, well, yeah. Like when you came to my house, you seen how organized and clean and everything my place was, and you're like, damn, this motherfucker has. I think you even told me like you have everything where it needs to fucking be. Yeah, that's my thing. I don't.
Yeah, I like that. No, it's good.
Yeah,
I can't stand messes.
me neither. And what you call it? And it wasn't like, oh, I'm just cleaning up my room for him to come through. And then next thing you know, I'm mounted the dirty clothes next to the mounted of clean clothes, on the side of my room. Hell no.
You can tell. Some people they'll clean like before guests, but then like the next morning or like 12 hours later it'll fall apart slowly.
Yeah, but you can still tell like as many times we came here, you see how my closet was. Like I have all my clean clothes hung up. I have my little laundromat in there, and as many times we came through, the first thing I did was get comfortable and throw my motherfucking outside clothes in the laundry.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I really do like it when when we've seen each other and we went out there to go see Jordan and for his wedding and have a freaking great time. It's like the next time I want to go back out there to the East Coast, hang out with Jordan again because I felt like the time we had with him wasn't really like enough, especially that
Very
he
short,
was busy, super busy getting prepared for the wedding and everything. It's like I want to have a time where it could just be us three.
Mm-hmm.
We go out, hell, fuck, just grab Glenn over, Mr. Pants Eater himself, bring him over, and just like all four just hit up a bar, go out to eat, have a fucking good, like have a good time, and just be like the old Q-Nick clan. Just that's the next goal.
That's the next go. But see, I think that's like the theme to all of this of like long distance stuff is like it always takes a lot of planning. It always takes, a lot of communication. Like people got to be on the same page. If you got a whole bunch of people together that like don't ever want to make a plan and like nobody lives in the same city, not a good shot at keeping a friendship going there. But
Yeah, exactly.
I think if you can like sit down and like make an idea or like have a plan of like what you want to do, where you want to go, how you're going to see each other, how you're going to get there, that kind of stuff, I think it definitely makes it a lot easier to enjoy the fun stuff, you know.
Yeah. The fun stuff. Oh man. It's just and it sucks when you just like, I fucking miss you, bro. Yeah, that's the
Uh,
sucky part. It's like, damn, I really wish Mark literally just lived next door to me. Like, this would be a whole lot easier. We'll be fucking going out like every weekend. We'll just have a
some
straight ball.
yeah, we would both be poor.
We'll be poor real
We
quick.
just go out all the time. Um,
Why are you poor? Because we pop bottles almost like every weekend. See, that's the reason why your ass has no money.
yep.
Why your car is always on E?
You have a car?
You have a car. Oh
So do
man.
you.
No, I don't have a car. I wish I had a car. Oh, funny story. My girlfriend, we were talking, and her friend, basically her friend's friend is a mechanic,
Hmm.
and she just found this shit out that this guy, not just fixes cars, he buys them, fix them, and then sells them.
Hmm.
And from what I'm hearing, he does payment plans, like you know, you
Finances
pay,
them for you instead
yeah,
of
he
bank.
finance them
Yeah.
for you, and you pay him back. And he
Okay.
only does this to several few people. He doesn't do this to everybody because any Joe would just pay him whatever the price and then
Right, right.
zoom.
And then just leave, yeah.
Yeah. So he does only for a selected few. So this Friday, my girl's actually gonna go look at whatever cars he has and what you call it,
Buy one?
choose a car. Yeah, buy one. And I got excited. I'm like, holy crap, that's gonna be great.
Now you're gonna have
Because
wheels.
she needs a car. Like for me personally, I don't need a car.
Right.
It's more of a want than a necessity because at my point in my life as of right now, I have no
You
kids
work.
to take home to and from school.
Right.
I I work downtown Chicago, which is easily accessible by transit. So there's no need for me to drive there. And plus, I hate driving downtown. When I took you downtown as many times we were out there, your ass saw like this is the reason why I hate driving downtown. It's
Yeah.
hectic as hell. The streets are not wide enough. There's always problems. Every street is a one way, unless the major ones they're two ways. And the fucking people out there are horrible. It's a green light. Let the car pass. But no, you want to walk across the street and cause traffic jams.
Yep. That is unfor. I feel like that's every downtown. It's an unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah, it is pretty much every downtown. But it's just like, yeah, I would not drive downtown Chicago. So basically, for me personally, there's no need. I don't need a car. Even if I was single, I don't need a car.
Right.
But for my girlfriend, on the other hand, she has a child. She needs to take, her kid to and from school. As of right now,
Sure. For sure.
she has a bus that picks up her daughter and drops her off, which is
Right.
still fine. But there's times where, her daughter misses the bus and now she's like, damn it, she has to call a Lyft or an Uber or take, the transit or whatever. And on days like where it's, icy cold to like this crazy rain, it's like, come on now. It's,
Right.
it gets difficult. And she
Don't
just
want to chance that.
yeah, and she gets emotional. There's times she'll call me and I'm at work and she just gets emotional because she's like, it's raining like hell. The stupid bus came early than expected. I fucking missed the bus. This is bullshit. Now I gotta go in the stupid rain to take my daughter to school. Like, she needs to go. She got stuff to do there, and I can't just keep her home. I got things to do. And like I could just hear her just breaking down. I'm just there. I'm
Right.
like, babe, don't worry. It's gonna be fine. Do okay, instead of taking a bus, I could call you a Lyft right now to take you to the school, and I call you and have it return you back home. Would that work? Then there's times I helped her out, and there's times she helped me out too. So it's equal. what you call it? We put equal effort into our relationship. There's never a time where, you know, my girl has asked me for like money and never paid me back, or never, asked me for a ridiculous amount. And the only time
Mhm.
she ever asked me for money was one time. We've been with each other for a year and I want to say about 5 months already.
Mhm.
So about a year and a half. And she only one time asked me for $40. And that was just for her to buy transit, get some transit fare to go to and
Mhm.
from
Got it.
until her next paycheck. And guess what? When she got her paycheck, she paid me the $40 right back.
That's cool.
I wasn't even expecting it. And then she gives like, here was the $40 I owe you. I was like, holy crap, thanks. Actually, actually, thank you for actually helping me because I needed to take out cash to go wash. Now I don't need to do that.
Yeah. Um, that's a good way to just float into our last segment. So like, if you are in a relationship, from all that we've talked about, and it happens to be long distance, what do you think? What do you think are the most important keys?
Communication. Um, I dealt with a long distance relationship, and communication is key. The relationship didn't work out well, and I feel like I can't really do a percentage type, but I'm
Yeah,
just gonna say like most long distance relationships do end
yeah,
like several months or sometimes even years into the relationship. Um, Dated this woman. She was in college in Central Illinois, and yeah, we met when she was in the city. We chit chatted, we talked. Then she started telling me she had to go back to school. We still kept in contact. Like communication was always key for us. So
right.
we always talk. And then I went out there to visit her twice, and she would come to Chicago because her family lived out here. Every once in a while, come through. Was try to get every chance to see each other when we can, and that was it. But later down the line, we just started to we drift apart, and we just broke up because when she graduated, she had opportunities which was outside of the state, and she took them.
Yeah, so it's like that. It sounds like you guys talked, like daily, like, oh, how's your day, kind of stuff. But like
Hmm.
when it came to the future, like her stuff was sort of like up in the air. But like you were making your life,
Yeah,
and obviously there. So it's hard to envision like yourselves together when it's like your lives are just going in different trajectories. I think that's something
exactly.
that like people don't talk about a lot is like, yeah, everybody says, oh, it's super important to communicate, but like communicate about what, because
Yeah,
for me, it's like the whole, oh, hey, honey, how was your day? That sort of gets old after like, the first month or like,
yeah. It
it's
gets old
hard.
quick, and you try to figure out other things to communicate about, like talk just to
Right.
talk about. And one of the topics that are not talked about is like what you said is like the future. Like where do you? It's like Mark, where do me you see each other 5 years
Right.
from now? You're out there in LA. I'm here in Chicago. It's like where do we see each other for 5 years? That becomes difficult in a long distance relationship
Yeah,
because at
and
that point it's like once I graduate school or whatever I'm doing out here, once all that gets once all that's done, now what?
yeah,
Are you are you,
exactly.
are you gonna move back to the city? Are you gonna stay out there? Are you gonna do this? It's like, oh, I have an opportunity, but it's in Texas.
Right.
But you told me
So
that
it's like
when you would
you
graduate, you're
guys,
gonna come back to, you would come back to Chicago, and we were supposed to live our life together. All that
right,
goes out the window.
out the window, right? And that's, argue whatever side you want, but I feel like that's not always love. It may
No.
look like love and it may feel like it, and it's probably really close to, what love is, but you know, that I think when it comes down to that sacrifice of, someone giving up something or not giving up something, for somebody else, that's when those are the things, people should communicate about in long
Yeah.
distance. And, there should be like a goal of like, oh, this is when we're going to see each other next. This is, how long we think this is going to last, kind of thing. And, those kind of things need to be planned, right?
Oh yeah,
Just like a friendship.
it needs to. Or like a podcast, it needs to be planned.
Yep. Tank and I schedule our Tuesday evenings out well in advance.
Yeah,
So,
and they're always uploaded the following day,
but
except that one Tuesday where we kind of like
yeah,
messed up.
we just missed it.
We're too busy with with our Valentines,
Yeah,
with our wink wink Valentine.
Valentine's.
Oh man, good thing.
Oh,
Holy crap!
what?
We're like 50 minutes into this.
50 minutes. That's a great place. That's a great we were just talking. I was in the zone. I felt
Yeah,
like
same here. It's just checked right now. I was like, whoa, 50 minutes. Okay. Um, anything else? Anything you got left on your plate?
no, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. Yeah, if you guys have any tips, share your story. What's worked for you? You want to be featured? You want us to just tell your story? Reach out. We always love to hear it. Actually, not we would love to hear it. We would just want feedback to know like we exist. So just tell us anything.
Pretty much. So leave us comments on our Facebook, Twitter, um, Podbean, Stitcher. I don't even know. I don't even think Stitcher has a comment, and I don't even check Stitcher that much. Go to Podbean or just join our Facebook group and just follow us there and just leave comments there, or even our YouTube. That will help out a ton. Or if you want, you could just email us directly. That link is below. Don't tell me. I forgot what our email address is. Incompetentnerdpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, that is it.
Oh man. Um yeah. Before we end, I just want to say, if you guys are dealing with, lost loved ones, be it family or friends that passed away, or family or friends that you guys stopped talking to, you know, for those who passed away, life goes on. It's difficult, but time is time is key for recovery. No matter how big of a point that person was to you, it
Yeah,
sucks. It's life. Time goes on. As long as you keep them in memory, they'll always live forever.
you will get through
All
it.
all the charitable, all the times you guys spent, you will go through it. It's not the end of the world for you. The emotional time will pass. It's difficult, but it will pass. Same goes to friends and family that you lost due to just drama or not talking to each other. You know,
Hmm.
sometimes it hurts, sometimes it sucks. I shared my story last week between me and my pops, and there's not a day goes by where I do think about the old man and figure like, what the hell is he doing with his life right now?
Yep.
But hey, that's life. Things happen. And those for folks who are in long distance relationships, be it friendships or relationships, communication is key. Plan stuff out. Try to visit each other. Get things going. And when they are in town, make the most of it.
Yeah. Talk about
Because
those long-term goals before you guys see each other, and then that way you can enjoy the time you do spend.
exactly. And make those times charitable. Because once that, hopefully for the very few and some who are in those long distance relationships and they do work out in the end, those are the ones that who are possibly still together to this day, or I'm not trying to say anything negative, but or have left because due to those long distance relationships,
Hmm.
is that communication is key and making sure the topics you guys talk about are not the same boring topics every day.
Exactly.
Also, a good morning text is never a bad thing to do every morning. I get scrutinized every morning by my girlfriend if I don't send her a good morning text.
Oh, look at
And that
you.
chick lives a block away, not block, a neighborhood away from me. We're not even long distance. We're not 20 miles, 50 miles, or 100 miles away from each other. We're literally about 5 miles away from each other. and I get scrutinized when I don't send her a good morning text or a good morning phone call
That's
before
funny.
me going into work. So, gentlemen, if you're sending good morning texts to your women or man, depending how you are, please keep that up. Send her good morning texts until the day you guys move in with each other,
Yeah.
and that's a whole different
So,
story.
so you can say good morning in person, say it through text.
Yeah, you can say good morning in person, or if you're the type of person who works super early and they work a little bit later, that good morning text always work, or even a good morning kiss. Good morning, honey, and then go about your business. So you got to be sweet sometimes. You can't be hardcore every day.
Sure, sure.
All right, I think that's about it.
Yeah, you got the outro.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the February themed podcast. Stay tuned till March, where we have another theme for the month of March. Definitely gonna have some people coming through. Definitely got some shit to talk about. Maybe some March Madness. I'm not a football guy, but I know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy that is the guy.
His name's Guy.
Jordan. You're the guy that I knew who knew the guy that I knew that you know that knows the guy that we know.
Sure, sure.
But all right, ladies and gentlemen, you can find us anywhere on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Podbean. Join our Facebook group. You can even find us on YouTube and join our Twitter. Follow us there. And if you'd like to get in contact with us and make it direct contact, you can email us at incompetentnerdspodcast@gmail.com. Again, that is incompetentnerdspodcast@gmail.com. You can find the links below and all of our episodes. I'm your boy Tank with our homie Mark, and that is the end of the show. Stay tuned till next week for our March themed episodes. Peace out, everybody.